In this video, I'm going to be watching and reacting to the new Entertainment Weekly video of the Rings of Power that just came out about a day or so ago. Of course, before I get into that, if you're a fan of my content and would like to help support my channel, then please hit the like button and the subscribe button and the bell icon to be notified when my new videos drop. I talk about movies, TV shows, gaming, anime, and all kinds of pop culture stuff, and I try to upload 3, 4, or even 5 times a week. So with all of that being said, let's get into this. Alright guys, well I must say I'm pretty excited about this one. We all know how, what's the right term, juicy the Rings of Power is, and just how entertaining, you know, on Entertainment Weekly, how entertaining and wonderful this is. And so we're gonna get into this. I wanted to see, this just released about a day or so ago. It has 319 dislikes and 404 likes. It's also 17 minutes long, so this is going to be a little bit more of a longer video, and we're going to go through it together. Let's see what some of the comments are saying. First off, the Numeron doesn't get old. Just looks fantastic. I really want that pattern suit. Morfydd looks stunning. Translate to English. It's already in English. Why is that popping up? That's weird. Is unbelievably gorgeous. God, the women here are drop dead beautiful. Nori is at the pinnacle of feminine beauty. Something seems to be going on in these comments. They're all just so positive and stunning, and just like, oh man, that just beautiful. Everyone's so beautiful. Something's a little fishy here. I don't know. The banter, Star, I love you. This cast, they are so funny and cute. What is this? These comments just look like and sound like a bot created them. Tolkien's Middle Earth. That one's interesting. The cast is wonderful and they have great chemistry, and the photo session is beautiful. They're all just kind of this surface level, pretty much in the same way that this whole show is. Just this real surface level, no substance, no criticism, no... Even the all the positivity that's coming from it, there's nothing specific. It's just, oh, you look so pretty. It's yeah. I think we know what's going on. So let's check this out.
Celebrimbor,
yes,
creates beautiful things instead of...
I do. Yes. He doesn't go around. There's not much slaying.
What is he wearing? First of all, let's get into this. What is he wearing? What is this? Did someone put him up to this? Look at this gay stuff. It's like a sash. And then he's got this weird kind of Willy Wonka outfit on, and he's got these little, like they're like bugs. What is this? Man, this has to be the gayest actor in the world, and I don't even know what she's wearing.
He does slay in a certain way.
His suit looks normal, although it looks a little too big for him.
He does. He does.
We're the cast of The Lord of the Rings, Rings...
Okay. This is gonna be a good video. Wow, yeah, let's hear it.
Of power.
And we are here to tell you all the details of season 1
To start watching season 2.
Right, off you go. She's gonna recap it all in one.
Oh my gosh. Blink twice if you're here against your will. Look at her. She just has that face of like, oh my god, the laugh and everything. It's just sounds so fake. What is he wearing? What is this? Man, what? Oh my gosh. Like, I don't know. I guess his suit doesn't look that bad, but it certainly is, it's out there. And my dude, I can't get past this. I don't know. I haven't seen this, by the way. This is completely blind. I have no idea what I've walked into. What is this? This looks like something the First Lady would wear. This looks like something my grandma would wear, and she's dead. Look at this. It's like these little pearls, and it's a dress. Is he Is he actually wearing a dress? Oh my gosh.
Right now.
Warning, there will be spoilers.
There's gonna be spoilers. Ooh, okay. Now we're talking. Look at this. That dress. Oh, Disa. Disa nuts. She, that dress is screaming, oh God, help us.
It is previously on The Rings of Power.
Oh, they're gonna give a recap?
Season 1.
Good.
Where are we?
We're in Middle Earth, Tolkien's Middle Earth, in the Second Age.
The Lord of the Rings books and movies are in the Third Age. There is a First Age, but we're not in that age.
Edit this. This is good. You're making it confusing.
We're making it more confusing. Right before our show begins, the First Age of Middle Earth culminated in a massive battle, which forever changed the world that we live in.
Was that in
elves
season
died.
1? Yeah, this was all in season 1. That's right, I remember that. Yeah.
And the show picks up in season 1 with many characters believing that the evil is gone forever.
We both play elves.
We do.
And
I'll just pretend like I'm not here.
Elves are very serious.
They live forever.
Oh my
for a
God,
start.
they don't have anything to say. They have nothing to add. They're just trying to make up something to sound intelligent. Elves are very serious. Oh, she plays that Nori chick, the halfling, the evil cannibalistic Harfoots. Ugh.
You can't beat that.
the elves were a bit more messy before the Third Age. They're more reckless, they're more divided,
Where's
and
Elrond?
they're less kind of peaceful and chill. And at the moment, they're really scared
That accent. They're less kind of peaceful and chill.
because evil is rising in the form of this guy over here.
Does he have an earring in his ear? Oh God, I'm never gonna be able to get past the fashions, man. It's like they live in this weird bubble. It's like the Hunger Games, you know? You see them dressed up in these extremely exotic and retarded outfits, and the rest of us normal people are just like, you know, like, why are they wearing
Halfway
that?
to the ancestors of the hobbits.
Oh, God.
First halfway we meet Nori, Poppy, Largo, and Marigold, Sadok. Everything's seemingly going well in season 1 in the Halffoot kind of world. And then the stranger literally falls from the sky.
Gandalf,
Nori
not
then
Gandalf.
tumbles into this crater, and that is the catalyst for what happens next.
So Gladriel is an elf. She's actually one of the older elves of Middle-earth, older than the moon. This is a Gladriel thousands of years before...
She's older than Sauron? Is she? Is Galadriel older than Sauron? Like, maybe she is. I don't know.
Gladriel that we all know and love, the Lady of Lothlorien. She has
Yeah,
been on
no,
a
it's not the same Galadriel. Not even close. Let's talk about how you searched for 1,000 years and never found Sauron because you never looked at a map.
quest to try and rid Middle-earth of this final kind of speck of evil from her greatest foe, Sauron.
Oh, there's the map.
It's personal between Gladriel and Sauron because her brother was one of the elves that was killed. She
Oh, Mr. Why does a stone sink and a boat doesn't? Yeah, we remember him.
has the dagger of her brother still, which is made of gold and silver from the elven realm, which is Valinor.
Oh, this is so wonderful. Now, I was going to have to rewatch season 1, and I was going to probably hang myself from the ceiling. Now, I don't think I have to, because they're backtracking
kind
it
of
for me.
her last physical connection to this world before Sauron kind of ravaged her happiness.
And then
Ravaged to happiness.
Ravaged.
Oh, that was so
very
funny.
But Gladriel's on a quest to avenge her brother. While on this quest, she ends up washed onto a raft.
While she's swimming through an entire ocean, by the way, she just happens across Sauron, but she jumps off a boat in the middle of the ocean and swims across the ocean and then gets picked up by Sauron.
Where she meets Halbrand, an unassuming mortal man.
Just a good bloke. Yeah.
And they find themselves in Numenor.
The CGI city of Numenor.
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 Thank you. with
Yeah,
an R.
Numenor.
Tap that R.
Numenor.
One of the questions one is asked is, are the Numenorians human?
And
the
are they
short
gay?
answer is yes. The
Yes.
longer answer is...
They are gay.
I think humans, but with an asterisk.
We've got a bit of elf in
Look
us.
at what he's wearing. I can't tell if these are pants or if that's just straight up a dress. Why is he dressed like that? I get the color coordination. It's like, hey, we want you three. We're going to sit you together, so I want you to all wear something white. That's fine. His suit doesn't look that bad. It's very flamboyant, but it's really not that bad. It could be considered somewhat classy. Her outfit's not horrible either, but what is this? I don't know, man.
Right in the background.
Humans that live for a very, very long time.
How old are you? I think I meant to be like 80.
Oh, I'm at least 156. So apparently, the Númenórean doesn't really get old.
Yeah.
Just looks fantastic and then dies. Númenor is an island. I happen to be the captain of the ship, Elendil, and I discover
that cheap armor
Galadriel in the water.
Oh my god! Look at that cheap armor, by the way. How much was this? This was the most expensive TV show ever made.
With a very
I'm not
rough and ready
kidding.
man called Halbrand, and I save them. But once I pick up
So cheap.
Galadriel and Halbrand, they're very rough and ready.
His suit looks better than their armor did. My god.
Character.
And after watching House of the Dragon, just finishing up season 2, and how much better that armor looks, and you know it didn't cost anywhere near that much.
Shape for a
As
long time.
this.
There was problems. There's almost a fight immediately with that guy. He's like got a real attitude.
It's a big deal to see any elf on our shores, and certainly Galadriel is not just any old elf.
Well, she's old, 'cause
Revered.
she's been around
well,
for many,
any
many
young elf, but she's a revered elf, and she brings forth a proposition to old Queenie. That's me.
Sauron was once your people's enemy,
Oh my
as
god.
much as mine. I call on you to finish the task.
What did she say? Oh, please play the clip. What did she say? There's a tempest in me, or something like that.
During her quest
not
to
gonna
try and
play it.
find where this Sauron's hiding, she discovers a sigil, and luckily finds herself in Númenor, which has
After
this
1,000
extensive
years.
library of all the history of
And she looks at a book.
Middle-earth. And there she discovers that this isn't a sigil, it's a map.
Look at this. Look, I swear to God. This is so stupid. She looks at this map. You see that sigil there? It's Mordor. She looks at this map and this sigil that she has seen all along, and it's like, okay, so this is the clue right here. All she had to do was turn, like, the map that any map. Yeah, they're mountain ranges. They've been there forever. Any map. And just turn it sideways and say,
And it's a map to show where the evil will rise again.
She says there's a dark force
Just turn it
coming
sideways.
towards the Southland. She feels that evil is rising
And
again.
by the
we
way, are they going to go over that retardation? First of all, this is so stupid. Where's the music? This is boring. It's just so stupid. But I have to keep interrupting this because of how stupid it is. Do you remember how Mordor was created? Some peasant took a sword, jammed it in this magical rock, and gave it a good twist, and it released the water, and then kaboom! Mordor's created. I'm not making that up. Most of you probably didn't watch season 1, but I did, and that's literally what happens.
to go and save
Come,
the people
yeah,
of the
come
Southlands.
fight with me, essentially. Fight
Yeah.
by my side. Bring your Númenórean armies, and let us stamp out evil together.
And we say,
Look at
No
him.
way.
She's looking at him like, did I get that right?
well, I don't say
Yeah.
no way. She says no way, and I do what I'm told. We do decide that she needs to leave the island, and we send her on a ship. But just at that moment, the wind blows,
Oh yeah.
and the leaves come off Nimloth, I think, if I'm not
The
mistaken.
white tree of
The
Nimloth.
white tree of Nimloth.
It's a sign.
It's a sign. We cannot let Galadriel go. We need to follow her path.
Things are pretty bad in the Southlands.
God.
Orcs have kind of taken over, and the orcs are abusing and frightening. Sorry.
This is so bland. Who thought this was a good idea? Like, if you're going to do this to where they're just sitting here like this, for one, condense the hell out of it because it's 17 minutes long. And for two, snap out of it. And when you're showing these clips in season 1, just break away from the interview. Show the clips in their full sound and in the music and the sound. That way it kind of cuts up this very bland interview. But instead, they're just showing the picture. And it's all so bland. I wasn't expecting this to just, I don't know why I wouldn't. I mean,
Just got a bit dazzled.
Miriel gives a rousing speech because she essentially needs to get the people on her side. I believe you were there for that speech.
I believe you were there.
Inspired?
I was a little
Perhaps?
bit inspired. I
Very inspired.
Misty-eyed?
Was he there during that speech? Mrs. Queer Eye for the straight guy? Gender confused. I don't know if this is a dress or not. Look at his face. He's got the face of, oh my God, help me. Get me out of this.
Anyway, I convinced the people, and off to battle we go.
Somehow, it's like everything
It's
they're
us
saying.
in our-
Oh, there's some music in the background. Finally, my God, after 6 minutes.
Armor and our Numenorian finest on horses.
Cynthia Addai-Robinson.
Oh, now it's
loves a
gone.
horse. She thinks horses are fantastic and is very comfortable on them.
They're very smart animals. We arrive and we attempt to win the day, but we don't exactly get
Look
the
at that
result
armor.
we were hoping
Man,
for.
I can't believe that they got away with this. Look at how cheap that looks. It just looks so cheap.
Celebrations happening in Tir Harad that we, captured Adar.
Adar.
And, the Numenorians saved the day. And then the volcano happens. And there's a
Yes.
eruption. And everything boots off.
Yeah, so there was an ancient plan that
This is painful, man. I'm telling you, this sucks. Having these actors who have no idea what they're talking about, who probably do not care whatsoever, trying to summarize season 1 and pretend like it's great and they like it. This was a horrible idea.
had made. They have a sword which has been
Here we
buried.
go.
Theo finds it. It changes hands throughout the season, and it ends up with Adar. And there's a brief sort of conflict about trying to get this sword, but Adar has, in secret, given it to his trusty sidekick, Waldreg.
The homeless man.
And Waldreg goes,
Look
and
at
in
this.
his proudest moment, he
Look at this.
opens the floodgates, quite literally.
And then it falls into a volcano, the water, and then the whole world blows up.
And as soon as the water hits that lava, there is an incredible explosion, which turns light to dark, right?
Yeah, science.
And the burning fires of Mordor are created.
Yeah, science. Is that what would happen? Oh my gosh. We gotta watch that again. She was so proud of herself.
And as soon as the water hits that lava, there is an incredible explosion, which turns light to dark, right?
Yeah, science.
And the burning fires.
Oh. This is the best show ever made. Season 2 is going to be amazing. Oh. Oh. Yeah, science. Oh man, I'm in pain now, man. Oh, they did it. Oh.
Of Mordor are created.
The Shadowland has been created, and so the orcs can run free, wild, and happy.
Makes it sound lovely.
Yeah.
Well, for them it is.
For them it is.
We awaken in the rubble of an explosion.
He doesn't
and
even know.
volcanoes. Everyone's confused and
Yeah,
delirious.
I bet. Yeah, we were all confused. You're not wrong, Isildur. Oh, she's supposed to be dead, by the way.
I lead us.
You lead us
into
the
this
house.
little house.
To get people out of safety. And I'm looking around and I can see that the building's about to fall down. I think you're pretty hell-bent on still trying to save more and more people.
I was trying to be a hero.
Yeah.
I was trying to be a hero.
Miriel is.
I am. But
Well, I was holding up a beam to make sure that Miriel could still get out, and then I could see that the building was collapsing.
Oh my god.
So Isildur grabs Miriel, throws her out, and then gets buried under the building.
And she becomes blind.
And I am a little
Blind.
worse for wear. And it is not until we reconnect
In the the land of Cheetos and Hot Fuzz, because everything's covered in Cheetos. If you remember in season 1, in order to make sure that no one else figures out she's blind, she wears a blindfold. I'm not kidding.
we realize and understand that I am blinded. You're dead, and I'm blind.
And she tells me the news that my son is dead. It's a big day.
Hilarious.
And it all happens in a single day.
Apparently it's funny that Isildur is dead.
My God. There we go. Show us some more scenes of season 1 like this.
We are now in a place called Khazad-dûm, the
Oh,
Dwarven Kingdom.
man, I almost forgot about Disa and her husband. Oh, man, I've only been switching between these two groups. I completely forgot.
Inside a mountain.
Where's Elrond?
Inside Khazad-dûm.
Oh, boy.
We have
Look
Prince
at her.
Durin and Princess Disa. Hello. We also have a King Durin as well, who's reigning the throne. Also, this is the first time.
Hold on a second. Let me make fun of them a little bit more. This actor wasn't the worst thing in season 1. His relationship with Elrond wasn't horrible. It was probably the most beneficial thing out of the whole season. So he was fine. He really wasn't given much to work with. He looks like he's wearing a bathrobe. My God. Oh man, I just whoa, Disa nuts. What's going on with her hair? It looks oh man, I don't know. Like who came up with this? And she's wearing this cape. This big cape. Sophia Nomvete. Princess Disa, my God. Disa nuts.
We see, speaking, a female dwarf.
Why is she hiding her arm?
And this is, and this is portrayed by
She cold?
beautiful Sophia.
Maybe if you cover it up, you wouldn't be so cold. Please, for the love of God.
Sophia Nomvete. You'll have got your name then. So the dwarf and elf relationship. It's a fairly complex one, but pretty straightforward, really. They don't like each other. But what's unique about this season and about our series is that Elrond and Durin are very good friends.
It's kind
Yeah,
of
they
this
are.
love triangle, isn't it? Prince Durin,
What, are you in love with Elrond?
Prince Durin and Elrond have been, let's say, estranged. You know, time is
Did she say it was a love triangle? What? Between who? He asked her. He's like, what are you talking about? A love triangle?
is a really big factor. There's a big difference between elven time and dwarven time.
20 years have passed
Yes.
since Elrond and Durin last saw each other, and in that time,
Hello!
20 years may be the blink of an eye to an elf. But I've lived an entire life in that time.
I never liked this scene. Even though their dynamic wasn't horrible, I never liked it because it made Durin come across as just so soy. It's like, yeah, I could understand why you'd be a bit upset. You know, Elrond was your friend. He missed 20 years. He missed your wedding, your kids growing up and stuff like that. But he's a dwarf and he's a prince. He's a dwarven prince. They're rough and gritty, you know. He's just kind of acting like an emotional teenager, you know. I don't know. It just came across very soft to me.
A life you missed.
meanwhile,
But he's
back
trying
in
to act.
London, the elves' power and magic, I guess, is fading. Life is fading. They're doomed.
Even the worlds
Oh,
that don't
God.
interact, there's these signs that something in Middle-earth is altering and that there's an imminent threat. You kind of see that manifest in different ways in each of the worlds.
It's symbolized by the dying of the great tree in Lindon. The leaves begin to
Venom,
fall and
the
wither.
symbiote.
In Khazad-dûm, we've discovered a new ore.
Where's
Mithril.
Elrond?
Lighter than silk,
He's like, screw
harder
this.
than iron as weaponry, it would best our proudest blades.
And I actually give him a little nugget.
Not a poo, the mithril.
Who? When do you call poo?
Keep going, the camera's rolling.
I give him a nugget of mithril. Dickhead. So Durin and Elrond discover that this mithril has qualities that could save
she's
all
done.
of Middle-earth. And we dig deeper against Durin's father's wishes.
And wake up
He
the
then
Balrog.
Literally, he catches us red-handed, and he banishes Elrond and also disowns his son.
Durin gave Elrond the
Did he?
mithril.
I tried to block so much of it out of my mind. By that, I don't even remember how many episodes there were. I think there was 8. I tried to block it out of my mind. My mind was mush by the end of it, so that must have happened toward the end. I watched them, every one. Look at this gay dress that he's wearing in the show, by the way. I keep forgetting his character's name.
That he then gives to me, and they need to make.
Did he
use of
say
them.
it?
And also disowns his son.
Durin gave Elrond the
Elrond. No, not Elrond.
mithril, this little piece that he then gives to me, and they need to make use of the mithril into some kind of talisman, or they have a discussion about what can we make. They talk about crowns, and then they think maybe rings would be good. Through Halbrand's suggestion that Celebrimbor realizes
Celebrimbor, that's the name. I keep forgetting it. Celebrimbor. Look at this gay dress. Look at the way he's sticking his chest out there, trying to appear masculine. He's supposed to be one of the greatest, if not the greatest smiths in like forever in the entire world. And this seemingly random guy shows up and says, hey, hold on, I want to catch what he says here. Because he's like, hey, you can, mix them together. Like just some real basic stuff.
What can we make? They talk about crowns, and then they think maybe rings would be good. Through Halbrand's suggestion that Celebrimbor realizes that he can make use, because he's having trouble making how to use the mithril. And there's too little of it. There's only a little nugget of it. But Halbrand says you should try mixing it in this way or that way, and Celebrimbor
this way or that way,
seduced by that.
Well, that is an intriguing suggestion.
Yeah, literally. I mean, it's not much more complicated than, hey, why don't you mix it this way or that way? It's literally not much more complicated than that. And he's supposed to be this master smith, and he never thought of that. And it's like, this random guy just shows up and says, mix it this way or that way. And this master smith is like, oh, man, I never thought of it like that. Man, let's do that.
Call it a gift.
Oh, God.
So, we arrive
But in season 2, apparently they're still going to reforge the rings. So
back in Numenor to discover that the king, my father, has died. And
your
it
white
sets
father. So
up
you're adopted.
The potential for a power struggle, certainly between myself and perhaps anyone else who is looking to attempt to steal the crown, as it were.
Everyone's really chuffed because we've just discovered how to possibly save the elves on Middle-earth with the help of this unassuming man, Halbrand. However, Galadriel finds some more information.
The last man to bear your crest died over 1,000 years ago.
She read another book. You read another book. It's amazing. 1,000, no joke. Season 1 starts off and says, we've been scouring the earth basically and searching for Sauron for 1,000 years. 1,000 years ago, if she would have just went into any library, then all of this would have been sped up. It's amazing what you can learn.
And she slowly, devastatingly starts to realize that she's not only not talking to the heir of the throne of the Southland, she's actually talking to Sauron himself.
As a plain arc.
It's so annoying. Best bit as well.
Tell me your name.
I'm Sauron.
I have been awake since before the breaking of the first silence. In that time, I have had many names.
It leads them to the point of
And after season 1, Galadriel doesn't tell anyone. She doesn't tell a single person that he's Sauron, and he's coming back with a wig in season 2.
return in the 8th episode when she figures out who he is, and he makes a pitch to her and says, join me.
It's a great bit. It's a brilliant bit.
Oh yeah, it's a brilliant bit. It's so cringy as shit. It's horrible. Oh yeah, they're lovers. Galadriel and Sauron.
And she says no.
After
Yeah,
they
because
have
she's
this
so
big
tough and
confrontation,
strong.
Galadriel, and I love this bit in the episode. And she comes back to the workshop and she looks at
doesn't
Celebrimbor
tell
and
them.
she looks at Elrond. There's a moment where she could tell them that Halbrand is Sauron, and she doesn't say anything.
She's an elf disgrace.
They're also under huge pressure from the king.
Oh, they even acknowledge it here in this retarded photo shoot thing. She doesn't tell them.
At that point as well, he's saying, you've got to sort this out.
Yeah, they were going to make one, and so after this realization that Sauron has returned, and this insight into what absolute power can do, she realizes that there can't be one.
One will always corrupt. Two will divide.
With three, there is balance.
Yes.
Oh man, I'm getting flashbacks to the Acolyte. What was that stupid thing? The power of one, the power of two, the power of many. Oh man. So I didn't realize this. I should have just read the title. This whole video is just one long recap.
And that is the moment.
No, I don't have to rewatch season 1 though, so it's good.
Gets melted down and put into the mix with the mithril to create the rings.
And don't put any of those on your fingers if someone offers you.
Yeah, like Sauron, who suggested that...
Nori and the stranger have an argument. The stranger leaves. Nori then sees that people are hunting him and looking for him, so decides to go searching for him, as does Marigold, as does Sadik, as does Poppy. They end up encountering these beings that are attempting to trap the stranger, and they get into this really huge fight, and Sadik ends up passing away. And then at the very end, Nori and the stranger are talking, and he mentions that he has to go away. So that kind of ignites a fire in Nori that she already had, but hadn't had the opportunity yet to explore, which is her need to go and explore the unknown.
God, she comes across so stupid. She just really gives these really dumb vibes. Well, they picked the perfect actors for this one, didn't they?
The last thing you see is them heading off on a new chapter and her saying goodbye to the Halfwits.
There's a sweet smell on the air this way. When in doubt, Eleanor Brandyfoot. Always follow your nose.
Because it's Gandalf. That's what Gandalf
There
says.
is not
Oh, God.
a fan of Tolkien, nor a fan of
Please
fantasy
finish.
that will not be hugely excited about the introduction of, drumroll please, the Balrog.
Yeah, who I'm pretty sure the Balrog, isn't it like a couple thousand years too early? Because Durin's Bane, doesn't he wake up like way later on down the line? By the way, it was just teased. It's probably just going to be teased in this season and then teased again next season. They'll tag it at the end of every preview. The Balrog growling. Yeah. I don't know, maybe it throws a boulder.
We can really feel that something is cooking. There's something simmering underground in the caves of Khazad-dûm. We know it's there. We don't know what it is as the dwarves, but you guys all know it is the Balrog, and we have it.
My God.
You shall not pass.
Oh, for the love of God. Oh, please, don't even. Oh, my gosh. Oh, man, I hate these people. Oh, God. Don't you dare start quoting Gandalf or any of those, the sacred treasures, the trilogy, the best trilogy of all time. Just
I'm so sorry, Ian. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you should
And that
be.
is everything you need to know ahead of season 2.
I said what?
That is everything to know
ahead of Rings of Power season 2.
Right, now let's do it with drama, right? And no, as opposed to just saying it, go. And that is everything you need to know.
I like that. Okay.
This is
Season
painful.
two.
Okay.
Shoot me. Oh my God, this is horrible. So there's the recap of season 1, The Rings of Power, by the very actors. Elrond wasn't there. Gandalf, not Gandalf, wasn't there. Several of the cannibalistic Harfoots weren't there, so only some people. Blackulus, Don Limonus the Black, with his, taper fade in the forest of, Middle Earth. He wasn't there, and Bronwyn, who apparently dies, in season 2 isn't there, who is the only attractive one amongst a village of homeless people. So, yeah, there you have it. That was painful. The video is already getting kind of long, so we're going to call it there. Now I don't have to rewatch season 1, so I owe Entertainment Weekly a thank you, because I was going to rewatch it so that I could be up to date on season 2 and I could, you know all the stuff. But now this has completely refreshed my memory and I don't have to go through that. So, there you have it. I'd love to know what you guys think. Yeah. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think I'm being too harsh? Do you think they all look so beautiful and wonderful and the chemistry's amazing like all the other comments? Or do you think this is crap? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and please don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the bell icon to be notified when my videos drop. All you have to do is make a YouTube account, which is free, and then hitting the subscribe button is also free, and it goes a long way in helping out the channel. That's all I've got for you to get. Gosh, my mind is melting. Let me try that again. That's all I've got for you today, guys. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and have a great freaking day.